Hi, Jen Greenberg here. Thanks for tuning in to my day 2 of John Maxwell's 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth. Law number 2 is the law of self-awareness, or just regular awareness. The law of awareness. So no one can produce great things who is not thoroughly sincere in dealing with himself. That was the starting quote for the chapter. So anyways, this was definitely a good chapter to go through. It was kind of a hard one because it really makes you look within yourself and make some determinations of where you are versus where you want to be and where you could be if you had been doing the things that you should have been doing all along. So I got a lot out of it, actually. I really enjoyed it. It was definitely kind of a longer chapter, but that's okay. So anyways, just a few things that kind of stood out to me while reading it. He asked the question, do you like what you're doing now? For me, just a few months ago, I was working at a job that I did not like at all. Like, I was in a field that I thought I liked, but when I really dug deep into it, the legal field just wasn't for me anymore. And he gives this story in here about, he says, I am amazed by how many people I meet every day who don't like doing what they do for a living. Why do they do it? I understand the necessity of having to make a living. We've all done jobs we didn't love. I worked in a meatpacking plant when I was in college. I didn't like that job, but I didn't stay there my whole life doing something I found unfulfilling. Now, I don't know about you, but that was the road that I was going down. Like, I was working at a law office as a paralegal, but really I was just a secretary, and it was very unfulfilling. I just felt like I was wasting away being chained to this 40-hour-a-week job, and I wasn't passionate about it, and it was I just felt blah all the time. And yes, I needed to make an income and bring home a paycheck, but it's really not fair to me or my family and those around me, for me to stay at that job and not reach my full potential. And of course it's a risk to step away from something that's secure, like a paycheck. But anyways, that's where I was at, and I never wanted to be that person who was at a job 30 years later that I never enjoyed doing, ever. So that was kind of a big one, is do you like what you're doing? Also, there's a quote in here that says, there is definitely a direct connection between finding your passion and reaching your potential. So, to go back to the story about working where you are not fulfilled, if you're not passionate about it, you're not going to reach your full potential working at that job. So, you need to figure out where your passion is and direct your energy in that way so that you can get started on reaching your full potential. It says in here, you will never fulfill your destiny doing work you despise. Passion gives you an advantage over others because one person with passion is greater than 99 who have only an interest. And passion gives you energy. Alright, so, and then another thing that I really liked in here, it talks about, will you pay the price to do what you want to do? And it talks about dreaming big. And he has this little excerpt in here. He says, several years I came across this piece called Dream Big. It's full of encouraging words, blah, blah, blah. It says, if there were ever a time to dare, to make a difference, to embark on something worth doing, it is now. Not for any grand cause necessarily, but for something that tugs at your heart. Something that's your aspiration, something that's your dream. You owe it to yourself to make your days here count. Have fun, dig deep, stretch, dream big. Know, though, that things worth doing seldom come easy. There will be good days and there will be bad days. There will be times when you want to turn around, pick it up, and call it quits. Those times tell you that you are pushing yourself, that you are not afraid to learn by trying. So I really like that because that's what I'm doing. I am stepping out of my comfort zone, going out on a ledge that I have not ventured out to before, and the fact that I do have hard days and that it's not coming easy gives me the reassurance that I am probably going in the right direction. So I really like that, and I'm probably going to print that out and like put it up on my mirror or something. And then one other thing that I thought was really cool that he talked about in the Law of Awareness is most accomplishments I've achieved in life I began to attempt before I was really ready. So how many times have you wanted to get started on a goal or get started doing something and you weren't ready yet? You didn't think that you knew enough about the subject, or you didn't think you knew enough about how to get started, and then you put it off because the timing isn't there and you don't think you're good enough. Well, what he's saying here is just do it. Just go ahead and get started and learn on the way. Learn in the field. So, all right. So then at the end of the chapter, like in the last one, he gives a little application, how to apply it in your life. And he gives 7 different questions to go through and ask yourself, and put a plan of action together to follow when you're done. So the first one starts off by saying, what would you like to do? And thank goodness that I already have that one covered. I am, since leaving my job in the legal field, I'm now a full-time Beachbody coach, and I help other people get into the best shape of their lives, physically, financially, emotionally, and that has been so fulfilling to me and has really filled that void I have of feeling significant. And so I feel like I've got that together. I love what I do. I totally never feel like I'm working a day in my life. So then it goes on to talk about what talents, skills, and opportunities do you possess. And the awesome thing about that is the skills that I have as a Beachbody coach are not anything, I mean, they're things that you can learn, they're things that anybody can do, which is awesome. What are your motives for wanting to do it? Because I feel awesome when I help somebody. I feel awesome when I get an email saying that somebody reached their goal weight, or when I get a note in the mail saying that they were able to pay off all their credit cards. I really like giving people, sharing the opportunity that I have with other people on how they can get on track to being able to spend more time with their family and other goals like that. So what steps must you take beginning today to start doing what you want to do in the areas of awareness, action, and accountability? Now this was the hard part for me because I had to get down to the real truth and admit my weaknesses as far as awareness, things that I haven't been doing that I should be doing, or places I could be in my business or in my personal life that I'm not there because I wasn't taking the action or the accountability. So they all kind of tie in together for me, and they come down to the areas of discipline and consistency. So I am making myself accountable by making this video and putting it out there that those are my weaknesses and those are the areas I'm going to work on, which is number 7, where do you need to grow most? So hopefully, thank you so much for following in my journey. Tomorrow will be the law of the mirror. You must see value in yourself to add value in yourself. So hopefully you will come along and follow me on my journey. Post below if you have any comments, suggestions, if you've read John Maxwell's books and have anything you'd like to add in. I'd love to hear from you. Also, you can find me on Facebook, facebook.com/bbcoachjen, or Instagram.com/JenGreenberg. So, see ya!